Okay, so welcome to our building series of videos. I thought we'd start off by running through what we're doing, having you see the workshop that we have here, and it's pouring down, so it seems like a good day to do it. So we have some frames that we've already made up for the back of the aviaries, which are relatively low. These will be sitting on concrete blocks, so it will make it a little bit more stable and keep them away from the water. So we've got all our timber in here, keeping nice and dry. Our drawings over on the back wall there, so we've got some reference, and then our tools neatly hanging up for the time being. Whether it stays that way, that's got nothing to do with me. So let's just quickly talk about what we're doing to start with, which are the aviaries. So we're going to have a total of 15 aviaries, and we're taking down and sort of replacing 6 that we already have in situ. They are lower at the back, that way the birds can stay out of any sort of cold and away from the wind, but still accessible for us. So I've got a couple more panels to cut, and then we'll go out and see where they're going. Okay, so outside, different day, not raining today, lovely and sunny, which is great. Still not warm, but lovely and sunny. So this is where we're going to put our aviaries. I'll give you a little walk around in a second, but the concrete base is already there. The guys came, took them a few days to do that, got some photos which I'll put up, but no footage. So the base itself, very simple, concrete slab, the same as you would put a shed down on, although considerably bigger, with a little drain at the back, a little channel, just so that where we sort of wash and clean our aviaries and substrate, the wastewater can just drain away into a couple of soakways that we're going to have in each sort of corner, just there. So, as I say, concrete slab here. You can see where I've tested the drains just to make sure they work okay, which they do. Not very useful because my next job is to mark out where the concrete slab blocks have got to go and where each partition for the aviary is. So I'll perhaps have to mist the wet patch off for a second, although it shouldn't take long to dry. So this is the first 6 aviaries. These ones here, as you can see, have got some birds in them. So this one's actually going to be cut off there. We'll move the bird first, and then we're going to do a bit of renovation all the way down, and then this aviary is going to be extended to that post there. So we're going to gain 3 more on the end of that. So it's going to give us quite a few aviaries with a nice little courtyard that will be sat in the middle, with a path that will go all the way around it, just where this mud is. That'll be a nice little path for everyone to get around. So it'll be much better for the birds, a lot more secure. The reason we put them down on a concrete base now is to stop any rodents getting in, keeps the timber away from any damp. Even if it's treated, it will eventually rot. So just means that the aviary should be here for quite a long time, and that is our plan. So I'm going to get off, get some tools and mark the partitions for each aviary and the access tunnel, and hopefully I'll avoid that wet patch. Okay, so let me show you what I just did there. So we've got a little mark which is the width of the blocks, 100mm, and then another mark where the sort of central partition of each aviary will go. Obviously there'll be a block there, but they're going to run along the edge, so it doesn't really matter so much. It's more for this position. I've done that all the way down, and then I've got another mark where the access tunnel will be. So we're having our access to the aviaries at the front of the blocks. There's a couple of reasons for that. Obviously we're an education centre, so we have lots of people through. Make you see me. So we have lots of people through, so not only do we do just general experience days, but we do lots of tuition on how to handle birds. We offer the Rapture Awards, so there's lots of tuition on that, on aviary design, on husbandry, on equipment making. So this will enable us to hold experience days where we can be in the access tunnel with the birds, but the visitors can't sort of get to them and get their hands in the wire, for example. But also it means we can take participants through that are sort of being up for the award, and they can actually sort of have a look around, see how things are built, and gives them ideas and also criticism. We're more than open to that. That we don't do everything completely the same as everyone else. There is no hard and fast right and wrong way of doing it, so long as it's safe for the birds. So that's what we're doing. Now this mark here is essentially where the middle of the partition between two aviaries is going, and then we are having sort of a recessed access doors. So easiest way to explain that, I suppose, is so this is our concrete block, concrete slab even. So this is the mark that I drew over there in the corner, and that's going to extend down, and then we're going to have a small little access part. So the door to each aviary is going to be here, and there'll be a little food hole here with a shelf, and then the partition between the two aviaries. So main reason for having the door here is so that this is wire, so they'll see through this, but this will be solid, so they can't see us coming to feed them. Now with some birds that can mean that they get quite keen and happy to see you, but that happiness doesn't always come across nicely, and they're remember, they're predators, so they hunt with their feet. So that means that they can't see us coming, and they can't also see us putting food through the food chute. But also in terms of the animal activities licensing that we are bound by, we have to provide each bird with a sort of an off-show area. So by having a little shelf, triangular or a nice curved little shelf in this corner, it means that they can tuck themselves away here. They can't sort of be seen by people, so they can go, if they're fearful of something, if, you know, we've got a lawnmower or something, they can go and tuck themselves away hidden. We'll also probably put little hidey boxes at the back, but this is the sort of the design of it. We can still, however, see them if we want. We can peer through this hole. So that's sort of the reason for that. So two small aviaries to start with, partitions about there. So it's 2 meters across and 3.6 meters deep. So that's for some of our little kestrels that weigh, you know, 3.5 to 6-7 ounces, and then the bigger ones along this are 3 meters wide from just there, corner of that fence, and this aviary is going to be removed, but it's only a temporary one, so just there, and then the next piece is just there. So it's quite a wide span for things like falcons or small owls, etc. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments. Next video is going to be hopefully on blocks and then possibly the walls. Please subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out for our next video.